Sponsored in part by DollarSeed.com for your flowers, vegetables, and herbs. All organic seeds, all only $1 a pack. DollarSeed.com. And by WillowSpringsSoap.com. Handmade soaps with simple, recognizable ingredients, making soaps using the cold kettle process while using traditional methods. WillowSpringsSoap.com.
Welcome to Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra. I'm Holly Baird. Well, today we're talking about hummus. Maybe you don't know what hummus is, you're not familiar with it, but it's basically a Middle Eastern condiment that is popular to use on sandwiches with some fresh vegetables you've grown in your garden. You can even dip your fresh vegetables in it, or you can use it with tortilla chips. Hummus typically is kind of expensive when you buy it at the store. It runs about $5 per 12 to 16 ounces. And I'm just going to show you basically a cheaper way to make it in your home so you can have fresh hummus. One of the ingredients in hummus that tends to make it more pricey is called tahini. Tahini is a sesame seed paste, and it gives it kind of a sesame seed flavor. I found some recipes online and I did some comparisons, and I found a good alternative to making hummus without the tahini, because tahini is also expensive. It runs about $10 for a 16-ounce jar. And also, from what I read online, a lot of people who make their own hummus don't even use that much tahini to begin with, because it's fresher. So we're gonna start with two 15-ounce cans of chickpeas that I have drained and rinsed. And we're gonna use a food processor. If you have a food processor or a blender, whichever one, or I suppose if you had a potato masher, you could use that too. So we put that in there. And then for some garlic flavor and just some extra flavoring, I'm going to add 2 smashed cloves of garlic to that. And then we're gonna go ahead and get it kind of blended and then add some more ingredients. But one ingredient I wanna add real quick is about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, just to get that well combined. So, go ahead and get this going. As you can see, it's a little dry. So what we're gonna add now is 4 tablespoons of lemon juice, and that will add some liquid. And then we're also gonna add some oil as well. And we're gonna give it a few more pulses here. I need to scrape down the sides a bit. Okay, so we're gonna add some oil. I start with about a 1/4 cup, and then if I feel it needs more, I'll add more. And you can easily double or halve this recipe as well. So since I have a measuring device on here, I'm gonna use that. I'm just gonna go ahead and stream it in while I blend it here. And as you can see, it's getting that nice texture that you want in your hummus. So I'm going to add some spices just to give it some nice flavor. One thing that gives it some really great flavor is cumin, ground cumin. So I'm going to add about 4 teaspoons of that. Then I'm going to add a couple of sesame seeds if you have those on hand, just to help give it some of that sesame flavor. I'll add about 2 teaspoons of that. And then if you want like a more of a smokier hummus, you can add paprika. And you can go a lot of different directions. Like for example, if you don't like a strong garlic flavor, you don't have to add the garlic. Or you can add more garlic if you want it more garlicky. Or you could do like roasted garlic, roasted red peppers, cilantro. You can make it a spicier hummus with crushed red peppers. So there's a lot of different ways you can go. You can make it basic and then add to it as you feel fit. For this recipe and more information, you can visit our website, which is the same as our name, thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com. So now I've let this combine for a couple minutes, and I like to check my consistency. So the way I check that is just with a spoon, and I like to feel that, see how I want it. If I'm going to use it for something like chips, I usually want it a little bit more runny. If I'm using it for something like a spread, then if it's a little bit thicker, that's fine. I'm going to thin it out just a little bit by adding just a little bit more oil. And I think I'm going to go with another 1/4 cup. Usually that's what's recommended for one 15-ounce can, is about a 1/4 cup. So I'm going to start with that and see what happens here. Now I think it's starting to get to the consistency I want. Yeah, so I'm not going to have to add any more oil, and I think I added maybe about 1/8 cup, so I'll have to put that back in my oil bottle. So what I'm going to do now is put it in a dish to serve it up. And a can of chickpeas is usually about $1. So, and most of the ingredients you probably already have on hand, so it's not very costly. So there you have it. Homemade, fresh hummus at a fraction of the cost of what you can buy in the store.